Hey everybody, Ben here. I'm the Buell Club's personal trainer, and today we're going to go through another Tabata workout. So it'll be good for you guys to strengthen up some muscles while you're simply in your own homes, and also expend some calories and blow off some steam, which I'm sure we could all use. I don't know about you guys, but I've been snacking very hard. So, so hey, great way to expend some calories, get your heart rate up for elevated periods of time. So we'll go ahead and do that now. In this Tabata workout, we'll be doing two exercises, so a little bit simpler than last week's. The exercises we'll do are called the thruster and the sumo deadlift high pull. Um, don't be intimidated by those. You can scale them however you have to, and I'll demonstrate how to do that. Um, to make sure that you're warmed up right before you do these, you're going to want to make sure and, um, excuse me, you're going to want to make sure and like hang out in a deep squat for a little bit, as deep as you can, of course. Stretch your calves, stretch your quads, maybe go outside for a brisk walk or anything like that. And also stretch your shoulders out. So if you have like an old broomstick or an empty broomstick or something, take it up overhead a few times and hang out in a position where your shoulders and your chest feel like they're stretching and stuff. So make sure your shoulders are stretched out good and everything, and make sure your lower extremities are also stretched out pretty well, and get a good 5 to 10 minute warm up in by walking outside, maybe doing some high knees, butt kicks outside, and things like that. And we will get right into it. So, for selecting a weight for this, make sure that the weight you select isn't something that you feel like you can only do a few times and then that's it. So, for me, a weight that I feel like I can toss around really well and still be challenged but move safely is these two 30-pound dumbbells that I'll be using for these. So that's what I'm going to use. For you guys, hey, pick up something that's heavy water jugs, bags of rice, even a laundry basket. If you have the mobility and you can hold a laundry basket in some funky position, hey, even grab a basket of laundry and go for that. Cans of laundry detergent also make good things because it's a dense liquid, so usually they're a little bit smaller than a big gallon of water or something like that. So you can throw those around too. So without further ado, here's what the exercises are. So the first one that we'll do is a thruster, and a thruster is basically you hold whatever you're holding up here. So if you're holding one object, like one bag of rice, simply hold it here in front of your chest, like this. Keep it in contact with your chest best you can. You don't want to be holding it out here or down here or something. Elbows front, shoulders pinched back. Keep it in front. I'm going to be using two objects though. So I'll be resting them on my shoulders, keeping my arms in a triangle shaped position, elbows pointed forward and shoulders tucked back. So I'll also be keeping a good core position, not letting myself slouch in any way while I'm doing this. And all you're simply going to do is to a depth that's comfortable for you. That's the key. To a depth comfortable for you. Squat down, and then use the momentum on the way up to shoulder press. So you'll be like a piston. So squat down, shoulder press, squat down, shoulder press, squat down, shoulder press. And that'll be the first one. Good thing to remember with the shoulder pressing, when you come up into it, use that momentum for the first few inches and then press out hard, bringing your shoulders up as you do it so that you get the most out of the movement. So that's the first one. Then we'll do 10-second rest, and then we'll go into the next one. So again, like I said, make sure your shoulders are nice and warmed up, as well as your hips, because we'll be doing a total body exercise with both of these, and it's pretty good to warm up both of those joints pretty well before you go into these. So make sure you have some exercises that you enjoy for that, and then when you feel ready and comfortable, then we'll start. So the sumo deadlift high pull. Don't overcomplicate this one. It's also a very like piston-like movement, just up and down, up and down. The key with any Tabata workout is you want to go as hard as you possibly can in those 20 seconds, but don't kill yourself. So without further ado, here's what this will look like. For this one, you want to modify the depth to which you reach down. For me, I don't have a problem reaching down all the way to the floor and standing back up, which is what the first phase of this movement is. I don't have a problem with that, doing that with my mobility or anything like that, but if you have a hard time getting, say, past your knees without bending your back down like this or something, then you might want to pick an object that might like touch the floor for you or something like that. So the first phase, we're going to take a pretty wide stance. I like to keep my heels under my hips and turn my toes out. Really, you can find any stance that will allow your knee to go over top of your toes. So any stance where no matter what position you're in, if your knee bends, it will go over top of your toes. That's really what you want. You don't want to be, basically what that means is you don't want to be doing that and having your knees going in like this or something like that. So you want your knees out over your toes the whole time that you do these. That's basically what that means there. Basically, just don't move your knee in some weird way. Just move your knee in a straight line like it's supposed to. And same with your hips. Your hips, you're simply going to stick them back like you're trying to touch your bottom against the wall behind you. Stick them back, and then whenever you're comfortable, stand back up. And you're not necessarily doing a squat, you're doing more of a hinge with this. You're lifting something, you're not squatting something. So you got to think of pulling up off the ground hard, and then going into the second phase of the motion, which is the high pull. So for the high pull, think elbow the midget. I'm sorry if there are any fellow shorter people watching this, but it's just a cue. So elbow the short person behind you. So you'll simply just stand up hard into it and drive your elbows up and back. So stand up and back, stand up and back, stand up and back. And that'll be the movement that we do. So what it looks like is, for me, starting from the floor, I'll start here and drive up like that. So sumo deadlift high pull. If you have one object, same thing, just don't go out as much, go up. So go up with it. So that looks like deadlift it and up. Deadlift it up. Deadlift it up. If it feels funky on your shoulders to pull up in like that motion, just pull up to a depth that's comfortable for you. Or you could do a different variation of a pull, like pulling it out to the side even as well. So like standing up and pulling in here. You could do that too. For me, like I said, I've got pretty good mobility, so pulling in here isn't really a big issue for me. So, now that I'm all out of breath from talking, without further ado, my timer just shut off on me. So without further ado, let's get into this. I'm simply just going to show the first 2 rounds of this, which will be one round of 1 20-second go of thrusters, and then one 20-second go of the sumo deadlift high pull. So you can just repeat the video a few times through until it totals up to 4 minutes. And then after that, if you want to keep going, by all means, go for it. Okay. So I'll try and show it from the front and from the side so you can see it as well. But we'll start. What the heck's going on? That was not the right timer, sorry. What the heck? Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So go at your own pace, go it to your own depth as well, and keep your core tight. Core tight. Squeeze those glutes. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Sumo deadlifts. Sumo deadlift high pull. Keep core tight on this one. Remember, it's like you're trying to stick your bottom back and touch a wall, and then drive your elbows up and elbow somebody right behind you, and 10 seconds rest again. So hope it's a good one. 3, 2, 1.